Hey everybody, welcome back to Brand New Vegan. I am Chuck, and I guess I should start off by saying happy Halloween and happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year. It's been a while since I've been back, and things have been happening. Got a lot of stuff going on, so I thought we'd start off today with a little explanation of what I'm doing and also with a new product review. So I'm going to start this first to get it going, and then I will tell you what's going on. So this is a brand new product. This is not sponsored, by the way. I bought this myself. It's a tofu press. It comes from TofuBud. I love the marketing. I'm your new shamelessly good tofu press. Well, we'll see if that's true. So I'm going to open this thing up. And what do we have? Let's go top down. We have our instructions and the little recipe book. Nice. So I'll take this out of the package here and get rid of the box. This slides off, and we have a spring inside. A really big spring. And I think the way this is going to work, so we take the lid off, we take the presser off, the spring goes in here like that. We have a couple of plates to put our tofu in. We have a little spigot to drain the water. So let's try it. Now, before I bought this, let me show you my old way of draining tofu. And don't laugh, it is kind of hilarious. I would take a cutting board like this, and I would take paper towel. I would take my package of tofu, open it up, drain the water out, cut the tofu in half this way into two slabs. Then I would lay both of my slabs down on the paper towel. I would put another paper towel on top of those, another cutting board on top of those, something heavy on top to press. Now, it's kind of silly, but a lot of people still use this method. It works very well. I'm not saying you have to go out and buy a tofu press, but I wanted to try one. So that's what we're going to do today. And you don't have weights. You can use a frying pan, a cast iron skillet. You could use, I use my knife holder. Anything heavy to put on top of your cutting boards. But like I said, we're going to try something completely new. I've never worked with tofu before. You want to, I'm going to do that in here. Make a slit, and you want to get all the water out of here you can. That's the whole trick to making good tofu, is to get as much moisture out of it as possible. They pack all of these in water. So there we go. There's our slab of tofu. I'm going to set this down on some paper towels. And let's get our tofu press. One of these on the bottom. This is going to go on top, like that. This goes on top. Or slide the top on. Just like that. And what they say about this tofu press is that you have two levels of pressure. You can turn this down one time like that if you want, say, just firm tofu, or you can push it down all the way like that for extra firm. And you can see right here, it's already starting to drip. The water's dripping out. Cool. So now, while that's going on, I can explain why I'm doing this. So a lot of things are happening at BNV World. Of course, COVID's still here. I had the flu. That sucked. Been a weird couple of years. It really has. And so I started something brand new. It's a brand new vegan support community. And it's not Facebook. So it's not like a Facebook group, but it is like a Facebook group. Only it's not on Facebook. And it's ad-free, and it's so much better, I think. So I'm building a new community over there. And one of the things I'm going to start doing is cooking demos like this. And one of my readers asked me to show her how to make tofu taste good. So we're going to start with tofu press. That's what this is all about. In that community that I created, we are also doing a 2023 weight loss challenge. Now, I did something similar in 2021. I lost like 11 pounds. The blood pressure dropped like a rock. It was great. And a lot of people wrote in with their stories and their pictures, had amazing results, just like me. One lady even reversed her diabetic retinopathy. It's amazing. So we're doing the same thing over in the new support group. And you're welcome to join. Again, I'll put the link down below. I mentioned the cooking demos. I'm going to start doing those. And like I said, the lady asked me, how do you prepare tofu? So first of all, I know a lot of brand new people watching this might not even know what tofu is. They're really scared of it. Like this, it doesn't taste like much. It really doesn't. It's simply soybeans is all it is. They take soybeans, they soak them overnight, they grind them up, they make soy milk, they add what they call a coagulant, just like you would in cheese. And it just so happens that coagulant is a seaweed. It's called nagari. So it's the salt from seawater. And that helps it curdle up into like a curd. They press that curd into blocks, and that's tofu. That's all it is. The only thing I would say to watch out for if you're trying tofu for the first time, it's dripping. Yeah, I always buy organic, always, because soybeans are one of the #1 GMO crops in the country. That's just the sad fact. So make sure you buy organic, and it comes in different textures. So you get silken, which is like a real soft. They use it in sauces. Oh, I should set a timer for this too, before I forget. So you want to press your tofu for at least 15 minutes. So pardon me while I set a timer. Here we go. Set it for 15 minutes and go. Okay. So it comes in silken, it comes in and then firm, extra firm, super firm. All that is how much water is still inside the block of tofu. I always buy extra firm, and I press it anyway because there's always going to be water inside, no matter what you do. So that's one of the first tricks to having good tasting tofu, is to have a method for getting the water out. I'm trying out this new press. As I said, I got this on Amazon. It's about 25 bucks, 26 bucks. You can do the cutting board method I just showed you. That works too. This seems like it's a lot less mess. And see if we can see. Yeah, there's quite a bit of liquid in there already. Look at that. So anyway, we'll find out after 10 minutes exactly how much liquid has been pushed out of that. Once it's pressed, if you think of tofu like a sponge that's sitting in a tub of water, that's really all it is. When you take that water out, well, if you don't take the water out, you can't flavor it with a marinade or anything else. It's saturated with water. So you want to take the water out like we're doing here so that you can add a marinade, and that's what's going to make it taste better. And I happen to have a very simple marinade right here. I'll have the recipe in the link below. My grandson's favorite tofu, he loves this stuff. And once we marinate it, I air fry it. You can bake it. You can pan fry it, however you want to make it. But here's the marinade. I use a mason jar. It's just more convenient. When it's done pressing, we'll cut it up into cubes, add it to the jar, put the lid on, shake it up, and you can let this marinade however long you want to. Another thing I'm going to be doing on the YouTube channel, and I am back, by the way, is product reviews like this. I want to help as many new people to this way of eating as possible. So whether it's showing them how to make tofu, showing them how to use old gadgets, they'll make it easier. We might try some tastings. I know some people aren't really up to trying a vegan recipe, but if it's like an Impossible chicken nugget or an Impossible burger, or maybe some of my uncle's cheese products, if they see me tasting and doing a review of that stuff, they might be willing to try it. So we're going to start doing some more of those. And I'm also going to be doing interviews. And the interviews are with people in my groups, my Facebook group, and my private support group. And I have about 17 people lined up. So I'm going to be interviewing them to find out what helped them get started being vegan or eating a plant-based diet, what are the benefits, that kind of thing. So that's all coming up this year on the YouTube channel. And we're starting off with the TofuBud. And I just love the marketing for this. It says the best squeeze your tofu's ever had. I love that. And the recipe book for this little guy, it has family favorite crispy tofu, simple teriyaki tofu, broccoli and tofu stir fry with cashews and garlic, marinated tofu salad, tofu scramble for breakfast, and actually a chocolate mousse with, that's what you use the silken, it's real soft tofu for. That sounds good. Chocolate maple syrup. Ooh, might have to try that. So if you're new to eating plant-based, you don't have to use tofu if you don't want to. It is good. It's convenient. You can buy this stuff in any grocery store now, and you'll get your protein, you'll get your fat. It's not any weird ingredients or anything like that. There's no oils or anything like that. So it is a good alternative if you can find a recipe you like. So this recipe for my grandson's favorite tofu is really good. He likes that. And what we do, I save the sauce, I add some cornstarch to it after it's through marinating, and I use this as a sauce when I cook it in a skillet. So I'll add broccoli, cauliflower, some diced onion, some diced bell pepper, maybe some mushrooms. I'll air fry this. Again, you can bake this. And when that's done, I'll add it all together, pour the sauce over the top, and you have a stir fry. It's really good. You can also cut this into slabs and use a bacon flavor marinade. I have that on my blog too, and I'll put a link down below. Smoky maple tofu, something like that, for BLTs. And it's really good that way too. There's a lot of different ways you can use tofu, really. But if you don't make it right, it's not going to taste very good. All right, guys, our 15 minutes is up. So let's take a look at our tofu press. I'm going to carefully take this out. And they say that you can simply pour the water out through the little spigot here. That's a lot of water. So I looked at the reviews for quite a few tofu presses, and I really liked this one. It looks easy to use, and it was. Easy to clean. This is all dishwasher safe. All right, I'm going to pop that off. And the longer you leave this pressing, the more firm it will be. So I did 15 minutes just to show you. And I always, no matter how long I press it, always kind of wipe it off. It's still going to be moist. So as I was saying, what I would do now that it's pressed, I would cut this into slabs like this. Can you see all right? Let's go top down. I would cut this into slabs like that. And then cut these into cubes like that. I have my marinade already ready. So just drop these into marinade. I would go at least 15 minutes to a half an hour. Again, longer is better. And that is how you make tofu taste good. You gotta have a flavoring of some kind. Soy sauce is a very popular flavoring for tofu. Vinegar, like a rice vinegar, a little maple syrup, and those are both in this marinade. I use a little veggie broth, a little sodium veggie broth. You can add some freshly minced garlic, same with ginger. If you like spicy, you can throw a little sriracha in here with it, if you still have any. You put the lid on this thing. I turn it upside down like that and just let it sit and marinate. Every now and again, I'll flip it on its side, turn it, half an hour, but at least 15 minutes, and you've got marinated tofu ready for the air fryer, frying pan, or oven. So that's it for this week. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and got a little something out of it. Again, those likes and subscribes and all that good stuff is always appreciated. And I will see you next week. We'll probably do an interview next week. Not quite sure yet. Interview or product review one. So anyway, I'll see you then. This is Chuck from Brand New Vegan. Thanks so much for watching.